Have you ever been unsure about what to do when faced with a tough decision? Trusting in God's plan means relying on His wisdom and guidance, just like a caring parent. In the Bible, there are stories that show us this truth. Take Joseph, for example. His brothers sold him as a slave, which seemed like a terrible situation. But Joseph trusted in God's plan. Eventually, he became a leader in Egypt and helped save many people during a famine. Joseph's story reminds us that even when things are tough and we don't know what's going to happen, God has a plan. A plan which may not make sense to us right away, but we can trust that it will work out for the best. It's like having a compass that always shows us the right way to go. By trusting in His wisdom, we can find the strength to face life's challenges with confidence and hope. He can guide us to make the right decisions. He can support us through tough times. So, can you think of a time when you have to make a hard choice or deal with a tough problem? What if you trusted God's wisdom and advice in those times? How do you think it could have helped? Share your experience in the comments section below. When we trust in God's plan, it can bring us clear thinking and a sense of calmness, especially when things are uncertain. God knows what's best for us and understands the bigger picture. Next time when you face a tough or uncertain situation, remember to trust in God's plan. He will guide you on the right path and give you clarity. He will bring you the peace you need. It gives us strength in tough times. We know that life can be hard, with many difficult things that test us. It's normal to feel overwhelmed and down sometimes. But when we trust in God's plan, we gain a strong inner power that helps us face even the toughest situations. Think about David's story in the Bible. He faced a giant named Goliath, and it seemed impossible to win. But David trusted in God's plan and took a brave step forward. With only a slingshot and his belief in God, he faced Goliath with courage. In that incredible moment, David's trust in God's plan transformed him from a shepherd boy into a victorious warrior. In our own lives, we face our own giants, like money problems, health issues, relationship troubles, or setbacks. But when we trust in God's plan, we find inner strength. We're not alone in our battles. God is with us, guiding us every step of the way. This trust helps us face hard times with resilience, knowing that God's plan is stronger than any obstacle we face. Trusting in God's plan gives us comfort, knowing that He works things out for our good, even in tough times. These trials test and strengthen our faith. Just like a muscle grows through exercise, our faith grows when we overcome challenges with God's strength. Trusting in God helps us navigate life's storms, knowing we're not alone and that there's a bigger purpose in our struggles. So, when life brings big challenges, let's trust in God's plan. Let's find strength from people like David and believe that with God by our side, we can conquer any obstacle. Trusting in God's plan gives us the strength to keep going, rise above our problems, and come out victorious in tough times. Do you ever feel worried or overwhelmed? Life can be chaotic, leaving us longing for peace. Trusting in God's plan helps us let go of our fears and find comfort even in the midst of life's storms. In the Bible, there's a story that shows this idea. In the Gospel of Mark, Jesus and His disciples were crossing the Sea of Galilee. Suddenly, a big storm came and the disciples were scared. The wind was strong, the waves were crashing, and they felt scared for their lives. But where was Jesus? He was peacefully sleeping on a cushion in the back of the boat. This story teaches us that even in the scariest storms, Jesus was calm and at peace. When the disciples woke Him up, He calmed the storm with just a few words. Everything became peaceful. Trusting in God's plan allows us to experience His peace that we can't even understand, even in tough times. Just like Jesus was with His disciples in the boat, He is with us in our own storms. When we trust Him, we find peace, knowing that He has the power to calm our fears. He has the power to bring peace to our hearts. Trusting in God doesn't mean our problems will go away instantly or that life will be easy. But it means we can feel calm and peaceful. God is always with us, guiding us and giving us strength, and bring us peace to face any challenge. When we give our worries to God, we let Him work in our lives. We understand that His plan is better than ours, even if we don't always understand it. This brings peace, as we trust that God is in control. And we know that He will make things work out for our good, even when we can't see the whole picture. Trusting in God's plan means we give up trying to control everything and have faith in His loving guidance. It is an invitation to release our fears and embrace the peace that comes from knowing we are held in the hands of a loving and faithful God. So, let's release our worries and find peace in trusting God's plan, even when life feels chaotic. Do you ever wonder why you're here? Trusting in God's plan gives us a clear sense of purpose and meaning. Let's look at Esther's story from the Bible. Esther was a regular young woman who became the queen of Persia. When her people faced a terrible threat, her uncle Mordecai encouraged her to approach the king and ask for help. At first, Esther was scared for her own safety, but she chose to trust in God's plan. She believed that God had put her in that position for a reason, and she had an important role to play. By trusting in God's plan, Esther found the courage to approach the king, even if it meant risking her own life. As a result, she saved her people from harm. Esther's story teaches us that our lives are not accidents. We all have a special purpose in God's plan. When we trust in His guidance and timing, we open ourselves up to fulfilling that purpose and making a meaningful impact on others. Trusting in God's plan also brings meaning to our everyday actions. When we make choices that align with His will, even small acts can have a big impact in His grand plan. For example, a small act of kindness towards a stranger can have a big impact that we may not even fully understand. Trusting in God's plan reminds us that our lives are part of a bigger story. And every step we take has a purpose and meaning within that story. Moreover, trusting in God's plan helps us feel satisfied with our situation, even when things are tough or unsure. It allows us to find meaning in our own trials, knowing that they can lead to something greater. It gives our lives a deep sense of purpose and meaning. It helps us understand that we have a unique role to play in this world. Just like Esther trusted in God's plan and fulfilled His purpose, we too can find purpose by placing our trust in Him. Through our faith, we can discover the purpose and meaning of our life. Trusting in God's plan is an invitation to discover a deep sense of peace, strength, purpose, and hope in our lives. The stories in the Bible show us how ordinary individuals experienced extraordinary transformations when they put their trust in God's plan. They found guidance, comfort, and unwavering support in their journey of faith. Imagine the story of Moses, a humble shepherd who became the leader of the Israelites and led them to freedom. Despite his doubts and insecurities, Moses trusted in God's plan and witnessed the miracles that unfolded as a result. He discovered a greater purpose and experienced the fulfillment that comes from surrendering to God's guidance. These stories remind us that trusting in God's plan is not a passive act but an active choice to embrace His guidance, even when the path seems uncertain. It is a journey that leads us to experience profound peace and strength. A journey that leads us to find purpose in our lives. So, let us embark on this incredible journey of faith, trusting in God's plan. As we surrender ourselves to His loving guidance, we open ourselves up to a world of possibilities, where His wisdom and power can work through us. May we find solace, inspiration, and transformation as we place our trust in the One who holds the master plan for our lives. If you like this video, I kindly invite you to subscribe to this channel and please press the like button. By doing so, you'll have easy access to future content and stay connected with us. Share this video with others who may also benefit from it. Until next time, stay positive and keep shining. Let's continue on an inspirational and motivational journey together. Click and listen to the next video on the right side of your screen. Take care and may your dreams come true.